Okay, got another cup of coffee and I'm ready to go. Alright, so gonna react to another video, another Jubilee video. This is the theme. This one's an IQ test because I just did another one of geniuses. So this is says strangers rank their intelligence. And I already have a problem with this video before we even get started, because intelligence is not like what do you mean by intelligence? Like there's emotional intelligence, like social intelligence, financial intelligence. Oh, you could be very knowledgeable in history, but not knowledgeable in math or in chemistry or whatever. Just because you're smart in one field doesn't mean that you're smart in other fields. So intelligence about what? It's my thing. It's not. I don't know of anyone who's just smart in every field. So I always hate IQ tests, just because I mentioned before in my other video that IQ tests were generally made to test people's intelligence on the lower end. To see. Basically, if like they were, I don't know, like mental retardation with children, and it was never really meant to test on the higher end. So, and again, IQ tests, there's no official IQ test. If there is, show me the official scientific IQ test that is the standard around the world, that scientists have said this is what this is the test that we're going to use to measure intelligence. I haven't seen one. If you could show me, please show it to me. But it doesn't exist.
To go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, we'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale. Just like go down and do intros. Yeah, I'm Sade. I'm 24. I work in finance. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler. I'm 21. I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm Kaylee. I'm 25. I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University, and I have a bachelor's degree.
Maria. I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company, and I also work for a ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology.
I mean, just looking at this dude, I think it's a dude. Don't cancel me. He looks more like an artistic person. Not to say artistic people aren't intelligent, but his strong suits look. I mean, he says digital advertising. This person's strong suit is in art, And again, I mean, there are people who are in the art field that are geniuses, or were geniuses, like Leonardo da Vinci, or like people like, I want to say, like maybe some of the Renaissance artists. But nowadays, we don't really consider those people to be of high intelligence. More like when people think high IQ, they think more of puzzle solving. That's when most IQ tests are going to be. Hey, can you solve this puzzle? Can you see the pattern in this? What number comes next? Or how many shapes? How many triangles do you see in this shape or something? And so he's probably going to be one of the on the lower end, because again, this guy or person seems more like they're just more on the creative side.
Undergrad, I went to Loyola Marymount University.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I'm 24. I graduated with a bachelor's degree at Harvard recently, and I work in consulting.
I'm going to say this guy is pretty smart. I mean, not just that he went to Harvard. To get into Harvard, it's already extremely difficult, and to get in as an Asian, it's even more difficult. So this guy is probably extremely smart, and a consultant. Yeah, he's really good with math.
They're babies. And if you
Yeah. I'm just gonna say off the bat too, and always, I'm a stereotype. Men are gonna be smarter than women. Asians usually, especially like Asians from Japan or China, are generally gonna be smarter, than everybody else, just because how they the culture, even like in Korea, like the culture of being the best at what you do. Like in Japan, it doesn't matter if you're gonna be a cook or a doctor. You're gonna be the best. Yeah, if you're gonna be a chef, you're gonna be a great chef. You're not just gonna be like, oh, whatever. They take pride in everything they do. And it shows in their culture. So I'm just gonna say the Asian guy is probably gonna be the smartest. I mean, he's Asian and he's a guy, so he's gonna be on the other end. And lowest is gonna be the guy who's just more creative or pretty low. And then the women are kind of just, I don't know, probably, I don't know, but we'll see.
Thing is age of actor.
Yeah, it gives you like years of experience.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's good to identify what intelligence means to everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem solving skills more than.
Oh, I love that answer. It's solving problems, man. That's really what it means to me. To me, also, to be intelligent is if I put you in a situation, are you going to be able to solve this problem? Now the problems change. Like again, most of the time people think about math and stuff like that, but it's also I don't know, like reading people or like social intelligence. That's what I always say. Reading is the best skill that most people don't have, and when I say reading, it's reading people, not reading books or something. Like when you see a person, it's how quickly can you say, oh, this person's lying, or this person's trying to scam me, or this person's genuine,
Than it is your education. Obviously, like the education, the stuff you've been through puts a lot on the play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from. The formal education definitely helps, but I don't think it's in any way essential.
Yeah, because you can have a formal education, but now use that in the real in real life. Like I said, you could be an engineer and graduated from a great school, but then you could also be a flat earther at the same time. I know I saw that in I think it was in a Jubilee video, that a person was an engineer and a flat earther. And just because you have a formal education does not mean that you're smart, because if you don't use that in your everyday life to solve everyday problems, then you're not that smart.
So what is the most essential?
So the most essential thing was probably common sense.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think intelligence is both EQ, IQ, and that common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
People consciously or unconsciously, when they see someone, form an opinion immediately. Like I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you, I told myself, Maria, do not judge him.
Everybody's thinking it. Everybody's thinking that the person with the outfit, yeah, they're gonna be the lowest.
Despite his looks, he could be throwing you off, or that's just who he is. But he can.
But no lie, I like a person that doesn't conform to societal norms. Because just because that person's different and more creative, it's also shows a different kind of intelligence. Like society wants me to dress a certain way and act a certain way, but I'm gonna do things differently. And they challenge the norm, and I think that's a form of intelligence.
Talk the talk and walk the walk. Sean, I didn't want to judge him based on the way he looks or dresses or acts, so I was like, I think he's intelligent.
First impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing the worst in classes. If we're ranking competence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
So what is the definition that we're going with is the biggest question.
Yes, that's when you talk ranking intelligence, by what? Like, if it was intelligence based upon challenging societal norms, that dude would be number one, you know, because he's the one that's challenging the norm by being an outlier, you know. Like, yeah, what kind of outlier are you looking for?
I like your definition.
I was gonna say, I like my definition. It combines everything.
Yeah, but actually, they should all be thinking it's not our definition; it's what society wants. You know, what's the definition that society, and society is dumb, and they're gonna say it's all about the problem solving and mainly in puzzles. So like that's a standard IQ test, you know, and which is more math based. Therefore, number one is gonna be that Asian guy that went to Harvard. And last is gonna be the dude with the creative stuff. And everybody else, I don't know, not yet.
Does anyone have any like initial
You can be honest. You're on that side. I'm done going first.
Yeah, basically anybody who's really good at solving puzzles is gonna do good in this test or whatever.
I feel like I have a good combination of both, like book smart and street smart. So yeah, I think I have some input on that. There's so many aspects to intelligence. It really goes beyond IQ and EQ.
Yeah.
And those two different factors really don't really capture what it really means to be intelligent.
I know I'm not, from Yale, I don't have a PhD, but what I lack in those areas, I'm able to still problem solve and use my own skill set, my emotional intelligence as well as my social intelligence.
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, like I'm aware of my surroundings.
As a software developer, my problem solving skills are obviously top notch, I think I would say. My whole life I've kind of
See, she likes to solve problems, you know. Again, she'll probably do pretty good here.
had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that as a woman to just step up and be like, yep, I deserve to be here. My first job out of college, I was working in a law firm. A gentleman came up to me and said, hi, you don't look like somebody that would work at a law firm. You look like somebody I'd go on spring break with. And I'm like, what?
He ain't lying. You're too beautiful.
Obviously, out of everyone here, I've got at least formal education. I consider myself intelligent. My mental dedication and my ability to adapt and to problem solve. What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a cyber defense specialist. I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry, quick question. So do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take.
Yeah, of course, only certain people can do this job. Like he's about to mention about the aspect. First of all, it's not that easy to join the military. Like I joined the military, you know. You have to have a certain, at least they say at least a 10th grade high school education, you know. And then that's just to join. Then depending on what you score, you could either be infantry or a cook, or in the medical field, or chem, or MI, military intelligence. I was an MI, you know, and people talk smack about MI not being that being an oxymoron, but it's pretty hard to get in there. And then once you get in there, it's like college level, you know. It's not that hard. Not too many people make it, so I would say it's above average intelligence. So I just based off of that, I would say this guy right here, he's above average.
The ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how.
And Seaburn, I was not a Seaburn, and I don't know. I wouldn't say it's hard. Like you don't have to have a high ASVAB score to be in Seaburn. If you would have said MI, I would have definitely said this guy's really smart. But yeah, he is probably, just like I said, above average intelligence.
How well you can learn information, and I got a 94 on that. It's not an amount of how much you study, how much you know. You're not going to really get better at learning. Does that make sense?
I strongly disagree with you don't get better at learning.
The idea that you can get better at learning is a pretty big signifier of intelligence. I'm very much dyslexic. I have ADHD and I'm on the autism spectrum. Dyslexia means that there's a big gap in comprehension. So I was scoring 99th percentile in certain areas and like 3rd percentile in others. I'll never be able to learn another language. I took Spanish for 12 years and I can still basically only order a burrito.
So I have a question. Why did you go to Yale
She's pretty smart too.
and why did you go to Harvard?
My parents are immigrants from China, and I'm a first generation immigrant as well, and college student as well. My family always really stressed the importance of formal education.
In that culture, man, they really push you to be the best. You know, I remember I was in Korea, and Korea has a high suicide rate, and it's because if you're not perfect, it's like you're almost just an embarrassment. You know, if you're not like in the top, you know, everybody's commit suicide over there. Even like I think the president committed suicide. It was just they put that stress of being the best. You know, a lot of like Asian cultures, like I said. So and therefore, you get a lot of geniuses coming from that area.
For me, that was something that I really strived for.
I wasn't planning to go to college. It wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Why don't you guys rank each other from 1 to 6, including yourself, and give reasons why you want to do what you're doing?
You gotta go 1.
No.
Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would rank.
Oh man, they put my army guy. I mean my marine guy at the end. I would have just put him in, like I said, he's above average just to join the military. You know, or not to join the military. I want to say almost above average just to join, or at least to be in a hard field. Like, if he was infantry, I would have put him like lower, but he's not infantry.
The 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
I'm a senior product marketer at Google, and I'm going to help you
Yeah.
get a job in digital marketing. Whether you're good at telling
Like I stereotype a lot, but being in the military it's a lot harder to get in if then we think about it. Like not just physically fit, because nowadays most people can't even get in because they're too fat, but also just basic common sense, you know. And then your attitude, you know, getting in is half the battle. Once you're in, you have that attitude of that work ethic of following orders, you know, and waking up early all the time.
period.
No, yeah, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's lying. He knows he's number 1. But that's part. It's almost like the Dunning-Kruger effect. Smart people tend to think that they're not that smart.
5, 6. I'm sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're like at either end of the spectrum?
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
Wait, you guys have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
I like that he put that that other dude at the end.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
Sorry.
Man, it almost seems like they're just gonna. It became less about intelligence and it's more about like they got him out for him just because I guess he's a Marine or something. And I guess there is a stereotype that Marines are kind of dumb when it comes to veterans. Out of all of them, like I would say, like Air Force are usually thought to be like the smartest, and maybe Navy, then Army, then then Marines. Marines are always thought to be like what do you call them? I don't know, jarheads.
It's hard for me to look past the education part. Going to college, I think you learn a lot, if nothing else emotionally. But I still think you're smart.
Thank you.
Sorry.
1, 2,
Going to college, you learn a lot emotionally, but what you don't learn a lot going in the military.
3, 4, 5, 6. one, immigrant parents, first generation going to college, humble, modest. Two, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then six, it has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results. But really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
I would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 6.
He's being honest. He knows he's not that smart.
So the reason why I put you at number 1 is I think you have the highest, not only EQ score out of everybody, but the way you present yourself, as well as being a PhD student, I think is just like a huge thing. And I put myself 6 because I feel like I might be the weakest in terms of actual IQ score. Hopefully I can make it up for everything else. So I did put myself as least intelligent. However, if it can't be me, I definitely think Tyler, fortunately, his way of thinking is linear. And I think intelligence is almost like a sphere. It's a picture. And right now he's only coloring with one color than, with the rainbow.
So who got the most number ones? Thank you. Look down.
Who got the most?
It was pretty up there too.
I feel like you were definitely 3, right?
Yeah. I mean,
You were? Yeah.
Alright, I agree with the Asian dude being number 1. I think the artsy dude should be last. And then everybody else is just like, I don't know, like the Marine dude, he's definitely, I would just put him dead middle, because he's like, it's got to be average to above average to join the, military. So I would put him in the middle. I don't know about everybody else though. The Yale student seems kind of smart too. That PhD lady too. The blonde one, she loves solving problems. So I would probably put her maybe number 3. I don't know. So yeah, I really don't know.
I think that I sort of expected to be ranked a little bit lower. At first glance and first interaction with me, it's hard to tell how intelligent I am. It's hard to tell how intelligent anybody is.
Is anyone upset with where they're standing?
Hell
It
yeah.
makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I
He's
was
pissed.
I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
I do feel like there might be a prejudice acting in terms of ranking you
Okay, I was thinking that.
highly, but I agree with the ranking. I think you probably are the most intelligent out of all of us. I would feel weird placing you there and not acknowledging the dynamics in which we did.
Also, man, I'm not a big fan of her talking down on the military.
So.
How come he gets a phone and everybody else gets computers?
Hearing them take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because it gives you something really solid. Even if you don't buy into IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day, which is something you have to grapple with.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer or we're going to look at social media, that I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
It was kind of expected. We're being ranked by intelligence, an IQ test. It's not that far off the
Yeah, I mean, of course, they were gonna make y'all take IQ test.
wrong possibility.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3.
Okay, like I said, if she likes to solve problems, if you like to solve problems, you're gonna do good in an IQ test. Again, but it doesn't mean that that you're really smart. Again, because IQ tests, the way they're set up, I don't like the way they're set up. Like honestly, I think the best way to gauge somebody's IQ is to give them a test, but don't let them know it's a test. you know, and test them on everyday issues too. Like put them everyday scenarios, put problems in front of them, and see how they solve them. You know, and if they can't, if they don't really use their intelligence to solve everyday problems brought up to them, you can just rank them. You know, like I don't know. I can't go into detail right now, but that's just my understanding.
Will be Tyler, and number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean, and number 6 is Maria.
All right, let's see. I think 135 IQ means that you're a genius, or I think it's 135 if I remember correctly. Yeah, so obviously he was number 1. The artistic dude, I thought he was gonna be last. That PhD lady, that's gonna surprise me that she's at the very end. The Marine, right in the middle, or above average. Like I said, I thought he would be above average. So yeah, I wonder why she got such a low score. It's almost like the Dunning-Kruger effect. Some people think that they're smarter than they are, what they really are. You know, people think, I'm smart, therefore I don't have to learn anymore. And maybe that's what she is. She's super cocky, and obviously it led to this. You know, overconfidence. It pays to be more timid. That's why a lot of geniuses are a little bit timid. You saw him. He didn't say he was number 1. He was more like, nah, I'm gonna go over here. You're probably number 1. I'm probably lower. No, because that's how smart people are. They really don't want to. They're more doubtful, and dumber people are more confident.
I think an IQ test tests something. I don't think it's intelligence. It's definitely testing something.
Oh, now you're mad. She was like, well, it's gonna give you a number, this and that, and we have it. And now that you score lower, you're like, ah, crap. Especially since you scored that Marine guy lower than you, and now he's above you.
IQ tests are now known to be flawed and
Salty. That is being salty.
based on incorrect sample sizes.
Yeah.
I have really severe dyslexia. There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you studied for an IQ test, you would do a lot better.
That's what I'm saying. If you study and you practice, and if you just always take IQ tests, you're gonna score really high. Doesn't mean you're a genius. It's just you're good at taking IQ tests.
IQ tests are just one aspect or one way to measure intelligence. It's really on a spectrum what constitutes somebody as intelligent.
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed, and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Coming back to intelligence.
Yeah, IQ, intelligence quotient. A quotient is what you get when you divide something. It's the result when something is divided into something. Yeah, so again, there's no real IQ test. You know, it's not a real thing.
Intelligence is not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is some type of metric similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting to college, but there's more to that person than that test.
I'm actually excited I wasn't last because I thought I was going to be last, not going to lie. I think an IQ test is a good indicator to see how people...
You know what, it would have been trippy if that person got the highest.
handle pressure, but I think that's easier to make sense in our heads that, oh, you're smart and you're not smart.
definitely don't think it's the best metric. I've been exposed to tests like these probably more than most people here. That already gives me an unfair advantage.
This is my villain redemption arc behind
You know, she probably got exposed to them because a lot of jobs nowadays, they make you take IQ tests. When I was on a job hunt a couple years ago on Indeed, I had to take, every time I applied for a job, it would give me an IQ test. And that's become the norm of a lot of jobs. they give you IQ tests, and I don't understand why. Like if I'm hiring somebody, I could give a damn about intelligence. I care more is, are you able to do the job that I'm hiring you for, and are you reliable? That's it. You know, I could give a damn how smart you are. It's like if you can't do what I'm hiring you to do, I don't give a damn how smart you are. Like I used to be in marketing and political marketing, and that was the thing that you would see people come and go because at the end of the day we need results. It doesn't matter if you went to college or have a PhD or don't. It's at the end of the day it's results. Can you get the results that I need? You know, so it's not about, oh, you look good on paper. You know, like this lady, she has a PhD. She's a doctor. You know, on paper looks intelligent, but didn't get the results here. All right, that was it. So what do you think about IQ? I think it's BS since there's no, I mean, it's good. Again, it is good indicator to find people on the lower end. It's not on the higher end. There has to be something different to analyze people on the higher end of the spectrum. And I don't know, that's my thoughts. I've always had a problem with IQ. Okay, I'm gonna go scroll online and look for another video later.